unexpected turn of events, the NBA Finals, they took an unusual comedic turn when UFC superstar Conor McGregor, well, he reportedly sent the Miami Heat mascot, Bernie, to the hospital after a promotional skit went wrong. Seriously, it's like two mascots fighting, because Conor, we all know, he's the fighting Irish. And much like the Heat's own effort in Game 4 of the NBA Finals, well, Bernie's interaction with the former UFC legend, it didn't end when he caught a left hook from McGregor that not only left him lying on the floor, but it sent him packing to the ER as well. That's right, these mascots don't get paid a lot to put their lives on the line. They're just there to entertain. And then you got a man like Conor McGregor. At least he finally won a fight, am I right? Now, to find out everything and all the different angles of how this fight went down, well, you're going to want to stay tuned to this episode of Famous News. My name, of course, is Michael McCrudden. I'm also part of the Fighting Irish, but I haven't been in a fight since the 6th grade, and I lost that one to a girl. Anyways, guys, wherever you watch these videos, be it Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, there's so many I'm forgetting. Snapchat, be sure to give us a follow. During the third quarter of Game 4 between the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers, well, McGregor was invited to participate in a lighthearted promotional skit in which Bernie, the Heat's mascot, well, he playfully taunted the mixed martial artist who was standing in the middle of the court during a timeout. And well, this promoted a pain relief spray, to be honest. So I guess they really set the mascot up for this. Now, things then quickly escalated when McGregor, known for his explosive temper, well, he took the opportunity to square up and throw a punch at Bernie. Now, the punch, it landed with significant force. Seriously, you could see the guy. He knows what he's doing. These are lethal weapons. And Bernie, well, unable to brace for impact, he was sent reeling to the ground, where Conor took the opportunity to punch him yet again, while the mascot, well, he was unable to defend himself. It was just laying there, hoping that that uniform or that costume is extra thick. Concerned staff members, they rushed to the mascot's aid, and subsequently they dragged him away to transport Bernie to the emergency room for further evaluation. Now, while initial reports suggested that Bernie had potentially sustained a serious injury, well, subsequent updates revealed that his injuries, well, they weren't that severe. Now, Bernie, he checked out of the hospital soon afterwards and was, ironically enough, well, he was sent home with some painkillers. That's not a good look for the pain spray, right? When they didn't send him home with that. My guess is that, well, it was stronger than whatever McGregor was trying to sell. If that's his pain spray, not a good look. Definitely. Makes more sense, though, if it was, right? Now, it's currently unclear if McGregor will face any consequences or liabilities for what happened in this pre-rehearsed skit gone wrong. Now, on the more positive side of things, well, this is McGregor's second no knockout since 2016, when he put up against Donald Cerrone, and he had that guy fall asleep. In fact, McGregor, he hasn't stepped inside the octagon since his disastrous rematch, which was against Dustin Poirier in 2021. We all remember that. McGregor's leg, it went this way, and his body went that way, and the guy looked like a pirate. For real. I think that was the end of one of the best entertainers the UFC has ever seen. Seriously, Conor would have killed it as a wrestler. The guy knew how to put on a show better than anyone. But here we are in the later years where he's just hucking us whiskeys and now pain spray, and things are just, well, they're just not as cool. Now, as for the Heat, well, they now find themselves in a 3-1 hole to the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals, which means it's entirely possible that the most dramatic moment of the series, well, it took place when a professional mixed martial artist, he knocked out a man in a monster costume with absolutely zero fighting experience, and there wasn't a basketball in sight. Probably not the highlight the NBA was looking for, but Conor McGregor got his name in the press, and whatever he sells or whatever he's got that he's pitching typically flies off the shelf. And Conor doesn't mind getting some bad press. I mean, when he punched that guy in the bar, that was all to promote his whiskey, right? And he doesn't care if he's the bad guy. He's like Jake Paul, Problem Child 2.0, or the original. Regardless, bad news sells, and these guys are selling us a whole lot of shit. By now, we've all seen the clip. It's everywhere, and it don't look good. Now, we got footage circulating all over social media that DJ Drama, well, he appears to have been targeted while in Toronto and robbed of some very expensive jewelry. Now, on Sunday, June 11th, well, the Toronto rapper Top 5, well, he posted a video to his Instagram page of 3 men showing off iced out chains and a watch that reportedly owned DJ Drama. And that's not all they did, because these masked men, well, they also take a moment to shout out Drake in the process. Now, what exactly does Drake have to do with all this? Well, you're gonna have to stay tuned to this episode of Famous News. Now, wherever you're watching this video, guys, if you're on TikTok, be sure to hit follow because we're convinced this page has been shadow banned. We hit 1.4 million, no problem, but then the brakes were hit and this page, it hasn't grown in about a year. So go ahead and give us a follow unless you're one of these Toronto mans who want me dead. All right, now let's get into this video. Seriously though, I think it was some Toronto mans who shut me down. Not these guys, you know, more like white collar crime. Anyway, let's go. Now, the entire ordeal, it actually stems from an incident that took place at Century Nightclub in Toronto the night prior on June 10th. Now, that's when the reports surfaced that DJ Drama, he had been robbed of his jewelry during a party he was throwing at the venue after failing to respectfully check in with the city's hip-hop heads. Now, I've lived in Toronto many a year. Once upon a time, I used to walk around wearing a bulletproof vest. For real. So yeah, you know, when you got guys like Top 5 killing people up not far from where Rob Ford was smoking crack, it's a city you gotta watch your back in. For real. It's probably why I moved out to Hamilton. Anyway, now what's worse? Well, the famed mixtape DJ and producer, well, he was reportedly left bloodied after the attack. So what we do have, or I guess what police have to work with, is this video that the three men posted with them in masks, where they're showing off the iced out chains on social media, and they're insinuating that they have done this for none other than Drizzy Drake. And there's a reason why.
Shout out boy Drizzy, eh? Triple G's, you know how we rock, slap, brat.
But it's kind of strange because these guys might not have caught the memo that DJ Drama and Drake actually settled their beef years ago. Now, their feud, it originally began in 2015 when rumors began circulating that Drama, well, he had told Meek Mill that Drake used a ghostwriter to write his verse for Meek's Rico single. Now, this sparked their infamous feud, which lasted 3 years. But both men, they eventually put a bow on things, and then they teamed up to collaborate on the single Going Bad in 2018, so Meek and Drizzy are all good. So why are these guys still upset? As for Drake and DJ Drama, well, they've also reportedly put their differences aside when Jack Harlow, an artist of Drama's Generation Now label, well, they brought in the Six God to feature on Churchill Downs in May of 2022. So for real, these guys are actually like collaborating, working together. There's no bad blood. It's just a bunch of Toronto guys who wanted to get in on the action and do it in Drake's name. Now, around that same time that Jack Harlow was working with Drizzy, well, fans kept bothering Drama about his feud with Drake, so he set the record straight, where he wrote on social media, "We gotta stop this narrative, lol. Me and Drake been put that to rest." Now, is there a possibility that this latest development, it opens up old wounds? Or maybe things aren't quite as, drama-free as they seem to be with these former rivals turned allies? I guess we'll just have to wait and see what goes on here. I'm gonna warn all influencers and celebrities when you come to Toronto, you make sure you check in, right? I don't know who the hell these guys are to check in with, but check in with someone because the streets are wild and the summer in Toronto is pretty epic. Lots going on. My wife went to a dinner. I picked her up from there and she's like, "Sorry, I'm late. Someone got shot." And I'm like, "You were at a restaurant." It's like that out here. Anyways, guys, stay safe. DJ Drama, I hope you get your stuff back. We never did it before they were famous on him. Should we bother? Let us know in the comments down below and I'll see you guys in another video.